ons, know it's game time. And you know me and my bros on the same time. No brakes, green light. No brakes, I got the green light. When you hit the ons, know it's game time. And you know me and my bros on the same time. No brakes, green light. No brakes, I got the green. We gon' tear it down, tear it down, tear it down, yeah. We ain't going out, we ain't going into town, no. Money ain't the mission, no, we coming for the crown, yeah, we coming for the crown. If we going out, then we going out loud, eh. Putting on the show, young man, take a bow, eh. Even under pressure, they ain't never had doubt. But if we gon' do it, gotta do it right now.
Yo, what's good, man? It's your boy, Unpopular Opinion Sportsman, and we here with a brand new podcast, man. I want to talk basketball. This podcast is called the Blacktop Podcast, and kind of named it that, man, because, you know, I got a basketball history, basketball background. That was my favorite sport, or the sport that I played growing up as a kid the most. So when we used to play, and they used to call it the blacktop, you know, on the court in the city. So just kind of going back to my tradition, my roots, so to speak. And I created this show just to talk basketball. Like, it don't gotta be NBA, it don't gotta be WNBA. It can be college, international, whatever have it, AAU. Just want to talk basketball. Just want to get my thoughts out about basketball because, like I said, it was my first love as a sport. And I played basketball. I played a lot of basketball growing up. So, to be a content creator and kind of, you know, ignore or not do as much basketball content, you know, feels a little, you know, it don't feel right to me. So so I definitely want to create something just basketball, just to talk basketball. Shout out to Big Fan Breezy and Leaf. Was on a podcast with them cats last night, man, for hours talking basketball, man. And it's something that I like. It's fun. You know, I like breaking down the game. I'm more of a fan of the sport than individual teams. But, of course, you know, we're going to talk about the Nets, talk about the Knicks, too. I'm not a Knicks fan, but I do cover the team. And the finals, of course, going on. Boston looking to get that sweep today. So we'll see tonight. So we'll see if they could take care of the Kyrie and Luka and the Mavs tonight. But WNBA action going on. I know it's a lot of conversation surrounding the WNBA. Of course, you got the NBA draft coming up here soon, I think at the end of this month. So there is a lot of things to talk about basketball, not to mention the Summer League and all other types of things. So, again, we just here to talk sports, here to talk basketball, man. And it's light. We want to, you know, get easy shots, easy layups, so we can get in a rhythm, just like basketball. So, you know, I'm just going to do a little hour show here, or however long it end up going. Might keep the same time slot, might not. We'll see what type of audience we get. But we here, and we going to get it in, man. You know what I'm saying? But before I get into any of this, please hit that like button for your boy. Please hit the notification bell. Please hit the subscribe bell so that you know when I'm going live, so you know when I'm dropping all new podcasts, all new shows, all new content. This is fresh off the presses, episode 1, and I am ready to go. But like I always like to do, let me check in with my chat, man. Appreciate y'all, man. Always appreciate my supporters. I do this for you. Without you, there's no show, there's no YouTube, there's nothing. So always know how important you are, even if you're not on a platform or on a show, you know, talking or whatever. Even if you just listen and don't even comment, do know how important you are and how much I personally appreciate you for tapping in with me, because you could be watching anything right now. You know what I'm saying? Tudo, man. Always, man. My dog Tudo coming through, man. Massive salutes to our big brother NYG22. Greetings from Dublin. Appreciate you. Ghost Dog, salute. Another one of my G's, man. What's good with you, bro? Appreciate you tapping in with me, man. For sure. Hit that like. That's right, Tudo. Tell him, bro. Hit that like button. Please do that, man. Please do that. It's free, y'all. Look, it's free. It's free. And even if you watching, because I know a lot of y'all watch just to disagree with me, just still hit the like. That's the least you could do. See, if you want to troll me. Alright? I do it. You know what I'm saying? On every show I go in, the first thing I do is hit that like button. You know what I'm saying? That's just a respect thing as a YouTuber. You know what I'm saying? Because we put our energy into it, and a lot of us don't get paid. I don't get no dough. I'm not monetized. So to help me out, you got to hit that like. Feel me? So you know. DJ the reason. That's right. It all comes back to that dude. Yeah. Coach, what's good with you, man? Appreciate you tapping in, bro. You know where the link is if you want to come through. If not, I got it. But let's talk a little NBA Finals here. Of course, Game 4 is tonight. You know, probably going to take you right around to that time. Maybe like 8, 8:15, something like that. You know what I'm saying? So we could all watch the Mavs get swept tonight, because I do believe that's what's going to happen. Now, the thing with Dallas is for some reason, they just can't get in a rhythm with scoring. You know, for a team that has Luka Doncic, who led the league in points, I believe, they just can't necessarily get in a rhythm scoring-wise, man. And kudos to Boston. That defense, man. That backcourt with Derek White and Holiday, they can defend. It's important to have guards, particularly nowadays. You know, everybody's saying it's a guard-driven league. You got to have guards or players that can defend the perimeter or the wing, whatever you want to call it. So Boston, you know, they got a solid team all the way around, but particularly they have Holiday and White. You know what I'm saying? And you're not stopping Luka and Kyrie, but in a basketball game, when you have shooters or scorers, it's important to throw them off rhythm. Don't let them get in the rhythm. You know what I'm saying? So, and I think in basketball, defense is just about effort. You know what I'm saying? Defense is more about effort than skill. See, in football, you got to learn pass rush moves, technique, and all that. In basketball, 90% of it is just pure effort. There is a technique involved, you know, lateral movement, you know, as my man Mark Jackson would say, hand down, man down, you know, keep your hands up on the jump shots, don't jump. I mean, it's different things you could do. But for the most part, it's about effort. And when you're giving effort on the defensive end, like Boston is, and an offensive-driven league right now, you're going to be a dominant team, especially when you have scorers to boot, like Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. So the Mavs are in some trouble here, because if they can't get in a rhythm and they can't get rolling tonight, man, it's over. Bring the brooms out, man. And to be honest, I don't see a lot of what... To me, Boston would basically have to beat themselves or just kind of not show up in this game for it to go to Game 5. There's nothing Dallas has shown me that makes me think that they're going to be in a position to extend this series. But put your thoughts and comments in the chat. Let me know what y'all think. and tell me who y'all got winning tonight. You know what I'm saying? Go through it, man. Appreciate you. Yep, Tudo. Appreciate you. Raphael. Appreciate you. El Capitan. What's good with you? But that's kind of how I see the finals going. You know, I just think Boston is, and look, as a Nets fan, I can't stand Boston. I cannot stand the Boston Celtics. Full transparency. But I do know basketball, and I do know that's the better team. So as a betting man, you don't bet with your feelings. You know what I'm saying? So wise to pick Boston in this game. Now, the Mavs can extend it. The Mavs are in the finals for a reason. You know, not the biggest Kyrie fan, obviously. You see the hat. But Hall of Fame guard, man. What can you say? You know what I'm saying? Handles off the chart. Can create at any given time, anywhere on the court. And you basically have two of those dudes. You know what I'm saying? And the rest of your players can actually play a role. When you have two elite playmaking guards. So the Mavs, they're there for a reason. You know, it's not a scrub team. But Boston is more well built. You know, and Porzingis, Horford, rest of the guys up front, you know, they just complement Brown and Tatum, your wings, and then you got your guard, your tough backcourt. You know, it's a more well-rounded team, whereas I look at Dallas, it's like they come and go as Kyrie and Luka come and go. So that's kind of where I'm at on the finals. But y'all let me know what y'all think. Raphael says Mavericks would flip the situation. I don't necessarily know what you meant by that, but I will say if you're talking about them coming back in this series, I just don't see it happening. I don't see it happening. They might get this game, you know, if the Celtics take their foot off the gas, so to speak. But it's a good chance they wrap it up tonight. Let's look at some stats here. A little bit of stats here from NBA.com. If you watch my shows, you know I like to do a lot of screen share. I like to illustrate what I'm talking about, so to speak, so that you can get a clearer picture. Because I've been told, I guess, you know, by certain people, I guess I'm not good at explaining myself. So I like to give added content to help you guys out. But let's just look at the stats and see what we can learn from this series, based on what I've been talking about. So bear with me. I'm on the panel by myself, so alright. And we're gonna get into some NBA draft stuff, of course, here in a little bit. And whatever else you guys want to talk about. If you have any certain things or questions or comments, please leave your comments, questions in the chat. I'll do my best to answer them. Now, again, I'm more focused per se on Knicks, Nets, because those are the teams that I cover for Heart of the City on Tuesday. So I may not be aware of all the players, especially players in the WNBA, but you know I can research, look things up, you know, or text somebody and ask them a question, whatever. We'll get through it. Like I said, these are warm-up shots with this podcast. So, but let's look at this series here. So, we talked about the scoring. Team comparison. Boston averaging 106 and Dallas 95 points. Now, 95 points, you know what that looked like to me? That looked like the 90s. Because teams be cracking a buck point-wise easily, you know. Now, this is the playoffs, man, but, again, when you got two elite scorers, you know, that's your thing, putting up points. Rebounds, you know, assists. That attributes to ball movement, obviously. So, and again, Kyrie and Luka, more ISO guards. So when you have a lot of isolation in your offense, the ball can get stagnant. It doesn't move as well. It kind of stops with certain players. Not saying Luka and Kyrie are those, but at times you could, you know what I mean? You could see it a little bit. Trying to do too much. So you need a more well-rounded team. Field goal percentage, Boston has an edge there. 3-point percentage, obviously, that's a big issue for Dallas. And free throws as well. So those are the team stats. Now, player for player, you got Derek White, Tatum, Brown leading Boston as far as points. But the interesting thing here is if you're looking at White and then Holiday, of course, let's compare them with Luka and Kyrie. So Kyrie is averaging 21 a game, but he's shooting 28% from three and then 40% from the field. That ain't gonna get it done. That is not going to get it done in this NBA this day, especially when your thing is scoring. That's supposed to be what you do. So, Kyrie ain't stepping up, which ain't new if you are a Nets fan. You know what I'm saying? But Luka, his 3-point percentage is down as well. Field goal percentage at 47, not too bad, and of course averaging 29 points per game. But if you look at the rest of the team, you ain't getting much else outside of PJ Washington. Point-wise, scoring-wise, you're not getting anything else. And that's what we've been talking about. The scoring is too top-heavy on Dallas. Whereas if you look at these guys over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players in double figures. More well-rounded team. See, everybody likes superstars. But you need a starting 5 to win in the NBA. You know, not to mention your bench. So, Boston, the more well-rounded team here, getting the job done, man. And the stats are showing exactly what I've been saying. There it is for you. Almost 30 a game. He's getting 20. Almost 15 for PJ Washington, and it kind of drops. And none of these guys are shooting a three-pointer well at all. This is a shot chart. I'm not going to get into all that in this episode. Like I said, we want to take baby steps. I don't want to be too in-depth because, you know, we'll just leave some content out there for another day. But that's all I want to show you on that, on the NBA Finals. And, again, tell me what y'all think. Tell me what y'all think and who y'all think going to take this this series tonight, man. Game 4, I think it's at 8:30. So, I'll definitely be checking that out. Just as a fan, not no real rooting interest because I don't like Boston and I don't care too much for Kyrie Irving after the situation that went down with the Brooklyn Nets, which I have more animosity for Kevin Durant because I just think Kevin Durant's a sucker. Pause. But Kyrie, I mean, they were all in this together. James Harden too. So it's kind of like, meh. Not too much of a fan of Kyrie. I respect and recognize his greatness as a player, but that's where it stops. Now, what else I'm going to get into? So, NBA draft is... When is the NBA draft? What day is it? Let me look that up for y'all real quick. NBA draft. June 26th, so about 13 days. It's going to be on the 26th and 27th. Okay. Why do I feel like the NBA always did their draft like one day? Maybe, I don't know. But it's 2 days. It's the 26th and 27th. On ESPN. So now let's look at some mock drafts. And like I said, this is general basketball podcast. So, if you got a team you want to talk about, please comment in the chat. Comment your favorite team or whatever you want to do. But I'm going to find this mock draft. Okay. Here's the mock draft from Bleacher Report. So we're going to go through this. Bong, bong, bong. All right, man. Let's go through this NBA mock draft here real quick. Let me get the banner out of y'all's way so y'all can see. All right, we should see that pretty well now. All right, so NBA mock draft. This was on today, actually updated. Yesterday, I mean. But so first pick in the draft is, now I'm not going to try to pronounce some of these names. I'm not great with names, especially un-American names, just pronunciations. So I don't want to butcher nobody's name or sound stupid on here. I'm guessing this is Zakiari. And he's a Frenchman. Scott right here. Harrison Barnes is a pro comparison. Now, I remember Harrison Barnes went to UNC. Shout out to the Tar Heels. And he's been a pretty solid player throughout his NBA career. But that's and when they do these pro comparisons, they're not saying that he's going to be Harrison Barnes. They're just saying that's the prototype as far as his skill set may be. So that's what they mean, because a lot of people get caught up. Oh, God, he looks like that player? Like, I don't want that guy. Like, nah, it ain't like that. You know what I'm saying? They're just comparing them based on their skill sets, not how good they're going to be. But so rival teams continue to guess whether the Hawks prefer at number one, and we continue to give the edge to a perceived safe pick with value, archetype, and pathways to improve and bust through 3 and D level that he brings. So 3 and D guy, 6'8", 204 for the Hawks. I think the Hawks have got to figure out what they doing with the Trae Young situation over there. So, but the ideal would be to pair him with a wing like this. Somebody with size that can shoot, play defense, take some of the pressure off of Young and then the other kid they got over there. So I think that's where the Hawks are leaning. We'll see. All right. Wizards, Alex Sarr. So the Wizards taking Alex Sarr. 7 foot, 224 power forward. Another French guy. And they're comparing him to Evan Mobley. Evan Mobley, from the Cavs. Big guy, defense, has to work on his offensive game, but I see the comparison here with Sarr. So let's see what they say here. Teams and agents believe that if the Atlanta Hawks don't draft Alex Sarr, the Wizards will take him at 2. It says the Wizards are expected to be patient during this rebuild. It should be fitting suitors for the 19-year-old. Some scouts and executives have questioned his offensive polish for a potential number 1 overall pick. The rise and success of defensive bigs with perimeter skill sets. Evan Mobley, as they mentioned, Jaren Jackson, Chet Holmgren, and Victor Wembanyama adds to the allure of Sarr. He measured well in Chicago, coming in at just under 7 foot in socks, 224 pounds, and a 7'4" wingspan. Yeah, that's size. Pause. That's size right there. And the Wizards are a rebuilding team, so why not? Why not add I guess a 2-way player here. And again, this is not a draft that's like, they're calling it a weak draft, but in reality, it's just not a draft that is top heavy like most drafts are. Like most drafts, you have, NBA wise, you have like star potential players, like consensus star players that going to hit the ground running. These guys are kind of, I guess, more developmental prospects. So they're calling it a weak draft, but a lot of people say weak drafts, and then those drafts end up being the best ones. So take it with a grain of salt. But we're going to keep it moving. Reed Shepherd. This is a player I like from Kentucky. Point guard / shooting guard, 6'2". Comparison to Dante DiVincenzo. Interesting. Knicks fans. Rival teams say 3 is for sale. So, and I've heard that too. I've heard pick 3 is for sale. I heard some light rumors about the Nets possibly getting involved in that, but I don't see it, to be honest with you. But the Rockets, which this should have been the Nets pick, but the Rockets, they got picks thanks to Brooklyn, and they are building a young nucleus, so they might want a more polished player, a more NBA ready player. And as I've said, there aren't really a lot of those in this draft. So if you're Houston, you probably want, okay, let's just flip this pick for somebody that's already proven, And in the Nets situation, it would have been Mikal Bridges. But everything I'm hearing now is that's probably not going to happen. But doesn't mean the Rockets, they're still looking to move this pick. But right here, the mock drafts got him taking Reed Shepherd. Good player. Let's see what else they say. We're hearing some reluctance from rival teams about giving up assets to move up that high. when the difference between 3 and late lottery feels minimum. See, that's what they're talking about. The difference between the third pick in the lottery is not all the players are kind of bunched up more together. As intriguing as Donovan Clingan is for a defensive needy roster, we haven't heard teams think of him as a savior. If the Rockets stick, they should love what Reed Shepherd brings to their rotation. Elite shooting, passing, and intangible/character that scouts and executives praise after interviewing him at the NBA Combine. Yeah, a little bit undersized. I was going to say that. They got him listed at 6'2". But if he's playing the 1, that ain't too bad. He'll be short, a little bit shorter for a 3. I mean a two guard. So here's another guy, Matthias. Again, not gonna try to pronounce the name, but out of the G League Ignite, 6'9", 197, 19 years old. Comparing him to Lamar Odom. And they said there's been positive chatter from different circles during the pre-draft process. Teams are expecting him to go before teammate Ron Holland. So this is the Spurs. Of course, we know the Spurs have Wemby. So you're getting a wing right here to pair with Wemby. I like it. If I was the Spurs, I would maybe look for a point guard. A little bit more of a playmaker. Just personally. And it says it here, the San Antonio should be guaranteed themselves one of topic. Dillingham or Devin Carter or Stephen Castle. I'm going to talk about the point guards here particularly. Because there's a player I have in mind that I want to show y'all. Cody Williams, Detroit. I'm gonna run through this kind of quick because, like I said, I don't want to be here, but no more than an hour. But they compare him to Jaden McDaniels of what's the dude from Minnesota, 6'7", 178, a little light. A little light, but says 5 could be for teams that want to trade up for Clingan. But they're saying Cody Williams to Detroit, yada, yada, yada. So, Stephen Castle, by many accounts, top guard in this class. Comparing him to Anthony Black. Every team in the lottery will discuss Stephen Castle. They're all going to covet the idea of a 6'6" defensive stopper who handles the ball and passes, possesses great positional strengths, and just needs some improved shooting touch to unlock a unique potential trajectory and archetype. He's a strong fit between shot makers LaMelo Ball and Brandon Miller. The Hornets would love his ball moving, defense, and winning intangibles. Good player, man. Good player. Of course, Connecticut, the champions of the league. Let me make sure ain't nothing going on in the chat. Oh, there's Man Cave. What's good?
What's good, brother? What's good?
Yeah. I hope I didn't keep you waiting. I had my on the screen, so I didn't see.
No, bro. I know. Do your thing, bro.
Bounce back over there, man. But I'm just going through some of these picks. Tom A, what's good with you, man? Appreciate you tapping in, man. Hope all is good with you too, brother. But Anthony Black, they got him going right here. I mean, they got him compared to Anthony Black. It's a Stephen Castle, my bad. But dude's nice, man. Dude's nice. Like the defense. And I'm going to talk a little bit about point guards, like I said here in a little bit, particularly when it comes to the Nets. But do you have any thoughts so far on what I've talked about, Cave?
Yeah, that That was my boy. His name's Stefan Castle.
Stefan. Okay.
Yeah, that's my boy's nephew.
Is it?
He's another podcaster for the love of the game
Oh
podcast. So
wow.
that's
Okay.
Harwill's nephew.
Oh,
You know
okay.
what I'm saying? So
Wow.
he's been going to the the McDonald's All American game and the things with him and stuff like that. He's busy right now, so I haven't talked to him in a minute. You know what I'm saying? Because they're doing training. Some like what is it, pickup games and going for the draft and stuff like that. So yeah, man, he was going all the UConn games and stuff this year and stuff like that, man, when
Wow.
they was winning. So yeah, he's
Yeah.
from here. He's from here from Covington, Georgia. You know what I'm saying? Him and Isaiah Collier, they were like the number 1 and 2 in the state last year. Isaiah Collier was at Wheeler High School in Marietta, and Stephon was at Newton High School out in Covington, and they went at it last year here in the state.
I'm gonna get to Collier here in
I
a
know.
minute. I actually had some clips about to talk to you about Collier, man. But Blazers here at 7. They going Donovan Clingan.
From the
Another
Blazers, don't they
Connecticut
got
guy.
what's his name? Then they got what's in there? 7 for the from the Suns.
Aiton.
Aiden, no, he got Aiden. Oh, yeah, he
Yeah.
making that money though. He making that money. I think he making that. Yeah, he had that contract.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I don't know if they sold on. I don't know
Yeah,
who.
I
I don't
know,
know
man.
if
I know.
anybody's really sold on Aiton at this point in his career. But yeah, not a bad pick. 7'2", 282.
Yeah.
So he's a hefty boy.
Yeah.
Roy Hibbert.
It was a good battle between him and Zach Edey when they was playing in that what you call it. I like that battle. Those
Yeah,
bigs just going at it, which is cool.
absolutely, man. Absolutely, yep. But so they got Clingan here going to the Blazers. Devin Carter, point guard from Providence, 6'2", 193, 22 years old. Comparing him to Derek White. We just talked about Derek White. So sources say the San Antonio Spurs are high on Devin Carter. And I just talked about the Spurs because, as I said, I would go for a point guard to pair with Wemby. So now they're kind of saying it here. Nikola Topic's ACL tear could give Carter an extra edge at 8. One of the top perimeter defenders in the draft with a 6'9" wingspan and 77 career blocks at 6'2" in socks. That's impressive. He also developed into one of the nation's best pick and roll ball handlers and a much improved shot maker this season at Providence. I'm starting to hear this kid's name a lot come up in conversations.
Devin Carter.
So I haven't done the film on him quite yet. I'm just kind of really starting to get into this NBA draft stuff. So
Yeah.
but I'm hearing his name come up a whole lot. So we're gonna keep an eye on Devin Carter. Ron Holland, going to the Grizzlies here at 9, 6'7", 197, 18 years old. Got him compared to Cam Whitmore. Says Holland didn't win over NBA teams with his jumper during his pro day. He's a candidate to slide with scouts feeling comfortable about Dalton, whoever, shooting connects,
right.
and more compelled by Mateus Bulis' shot making and versatility, and Stephon Castle's playmaking, defense, and impact on winning. So I guess he's dropping, according to what they're saying, Ron Holland. Still feels late and like a good value for an explosive 18-year-old wing who's averaged 19.5 in the G League. 19.5 in the G League. The losses, poor shooting, and suspect decision-making have turned certain scouts off. But even without a reliable jump shot or a high-level creation, he still put up big numbers using his speed, improved ball handling, athleticism around the basket, and streak shot making. There's a little bit of a theme here with a lot of these guys. And coming out of college, sometimes it takes a little while to get your shot. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it takes a little while to get a consistent jump shot. So I'm starting to see a theme here with a lot of these guys that, you know, while they might be ready as far as decision making and athleticism, you know, they're lacking a little bit here in the shot making category, and that's important, man. Today's NBA, man, you know, with so much 3-point shooting going on.
Exactly.
There's Connect right there.
So he was shooting lights out in that in the
Shooting
play
right over your boy
tournament.
Edie.
But he was shooting lights out in that tournament, man. I was like, ooh.
Yeah. So 6'5" shooting guard. Wally Zerbiak, I guess his comparison. After drafting 3 freshmen in last year's first round, the Utah Jazz may be more inclined to add a NBA ready player, and that's I know Tommy said that in the chat, but about Houston, but I think that's what Houston's trying to do, Tommy, with the 3rd pick. They want a more NBA ready player because they didn't collected a shit ton of draft picks from the Nets, so I mean they really don't. In the NBA, you can't just. It's not like the NFL. You can just keep drafting, and just keep stocking up because you got 53 players on a roster. You can't do that in the NBA. It's only room for 12. You know what I'm saying? 15 if you count the reserves. So like, you don't just keep drafting players. You need somebody more of a. You know, you build your nucleus, your young nucleus, and then you drop an NBA ready player in there to kind of mesh it all together. So. That's the stage the Jazz may be at, as well as the Rockets. But this guy can shoot. Yeah. He can shoot.
He almost reminds me of like a Buddy Hield. He's like a sniper. That dude is ready. He's ready, locked and loaded at all times.
Okay. They're saying he could go as high as 6 to the Hornets. So right now we're at 11. Rob Dillingham, point guard from Kentucky, 6'1", 164. Compared to Lou Williams. Says, though Rob Dillingham has yet to work out for teams, he's starting to sound like a candidate who could slide. The Detroit Pistons and the Portland Trailblazers seem unlikely to target him based on their current backcourts. The Charlotte Hornets could be an option, although they finished 29th in defense. League sources believe the San Antonio Spurs aren't likely based on what they're signaling to agents. So, another candidate to slide. Right here at 11-2, the Chicago Bulls to provide instant offense off the bench. And the Bulls, man, with Zach LaVine, the Bulls are in a crazy situation too.
I know, man.
With Zach LaVine, and then you got Ball who can't stay healthy, so it's kind of, yeah.
Yeah, they in a weird space right now, man. I don't know what to say with them guys, man.
So I mean, if you drafting this kid to play point, that's what he's gonna play at 6'1". You ain't playing 2 guard.
I guess he's gonna back up Kobe White.
Yeah, I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know, man. you just never know what happened on draft night, man. The draft night gonna be crazy, man. It could be some
and this is just a little mock draft.
Of course.
I just threw this up because, you know, like I said, just first podcast episode. We taking warm up shots. We trying to get in the rhythm. You know what I mean?
Of
so something light. Okay, the Thunder. To Jane Salon. Yep. 6'9", 212. Another Frenchman. Compares to Obi Toppin. Interesting.
I know, that's what I was at. Obi Toppin is like he must be a leaper or something, man.
Yeah, he must have some hops there, or a good around the rim finisher. The late lottery now seen as a floor for the 18-year-old who made 75 threes in 54 total games. Though the Thunder are officially in win now mode for a title run, Salone started playoff games in the LNB Pro A. He could be ready for a smaller role, but the same role he had playing over there to playing to his strengths as a rim runner, finisher, and spot-up shooter. Yeah, that's what he is. That's what he is. And I'll try to dig up some film in a future episode on some of these players for y'all. Kelly Ware. Heard a lot about this kid. 7 foot 230. Comparing him to Brooke Lopez. Says an impressive pro day of shooting has teams buzzing about Kelly Ware's. Sources say he's generating realistic consideration in the late lottery. Wow. The narrative about his underwhelming motor has seemingly been squashed. Ware figures to look highly enticing in a workout setting that can showcase his athleticism at the rim, mobility, and high shot-making skill level. All right. Tristan De Silva out of Colorado, 6'8", 217. I'm going to the Blazers. Blazers with another pick. Trey Lyles. So says Tristan De Silva will visit mid-first round teams with his workout tour. Teams all seem to like his positional size, shooting versatility, and all-around polish on and off the floor. The question is how much a team loves him. His athletic limitations could restrict him at both ends of the floor, getting to and finishing at the rim, or stopping quicker wings and stronger fours. Teams valuing safety and shooting over upside could be drawn to Silva in the late lottery or teens. Miami Heat. Nikola Topic. 6'6", point guard. 18 years old. Compared to Gordon Dragic. This is the guy that tore his ACL, yeah. He's a big-time playmaker, but the injury is going to be a concern here.
Yeah, he's probably gonna sit out the season, probably.
Mm-hmm. Jacoby Walter. Going here to the Sixers. From Baylor, shooting guard. Caldwell Pope, interesting. No new update were made to Jacoby Walter's scouting report after the NBA Combine. His measurements, middle of the pack athletic test, and promising shot-making sequences were all expected. He would get pegged with a safe label that sees 3 and D2 guard who can defend both wing positions. The lack of creation and playmaking may make it tougher for teams to picture upside with a top 10 pick. So most all these guys have questions. Zach Edey.
Yeah.
If you watch my show, Heart of the City, you know, me and Coach, we've had discussions about Zach Edey, you know, regarding the Knicks and Nets. So it's interesting to see him here at 17 to the Lakers. So let's see what they say about this. From Purdue, of course, 7'4", 299. Comparing him to Jonas Valanciunas. Says rival teams believe Zach Edey could go in the lottery. While there are skeptics, it also sounds like some teams will be willing to take a chance. That 7'4" size, improved mobility, and inside touch could translate to effective offensive rebounding, post scoring, rim protection, adequate enough defensive foot speed in space. We've had we've had talks about Edey and his fit. I think he's very talented, but I don't. There's questions. You know, there's gonna be questions about shooting, floor spacing. There's gonna be questions about defense and at the next level with a guy this big. Also, although he's been healthy, and again, shout out to Big Fan Breezy and Leaf last night. Somebody mentioned it. Although he's been healthy, you always worry about a big man that size getting hurt. You know, we see it all the time. You've seen it with the Yao Mings and and the Greg Odens and other examples, countless examples of guys that just can't carry that type of weight very well. Not saying this is Zach Edey, and that's what's gonna happen, but and I hope it doesn't happen to the kid. But there's some concerns there with Edey. But to the Lakers, I don't know if I like that fit. I guess
we gonna slide down to the Knicks, man. We gonna get that Zach Edey. We take him off our hands. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we're gonna get to the Knicks and Nets here soon. I think the Knicks pick is coming up. Nets don't have a pick, but I'm going to talk about them anyway. Orlando, Jared McCain here with Duke. Another point guard. 6'2", 203. Comparison to Emmanuel Quickly. Jared McCain puts on some impressive shooting display during drills at the Combine, showing textbook repertoire of form. Shot making has and always will be what powers his offense and value, but McCain's effectiveness this year in ball screen situation using change of speed, footwork, crafty finishing, and vision point to more on-ball upside with creativity and feel. So,
yeah, I'm a Duke fan, so I know all about Jared McCain.
Yeah.
McCain is cool.
Yeah. All right. Keyshawn George to the Raptors. Out of Miami. 6'7", 209. Shooting guard. Says he visited the Blazers and he'll be working out for most teams. Scouts have been drawn to his size for guard, shooting, and ball handling, a combination that creates an enticing archetype. His lack of strength and explosion inside the arc doesn't hit at risk, but if he'll receive interest in the teens as a 6'7" live dribble passer who shot 40% from three. Okay. So he's the one that can shoot. Carlton Carrington, another point guard. Out of Pitt. Yep. 6'4", 195, 18 years old. Carrington has team's attention in late lottery. He shot extremely well during shooting drills after measuring just under 6'4" in socks with a 6'8" wingspan. He's one of the draft's youngest prospects with positional size, serious shot-making production, and enough passing ability for teams to picture a point guard. He didn't get to the rim much, and a 1.0 steal rate highlights some real concerns over his quickness for a guard. But teams won't overthink athleticism or numbers as much this late in this particular draft. Yves Missy.
Yep, Missy.
Okay. 6'11", 229. Nick Claxton. That's an interesting comparison. Measures well at 6'11" in size with a 7'2" wingspan. He should start to draw mid to late first round interest from teams that cover his defensive upside as a rim protector. Yeah, that's Claxton. His ability to move his feet around the perimeter and recover in pick and roll coverage. Offense is a bonus, but Baylor ran plenty of action for Missy around the top of the key where he showed he can face up, put the ball, and attack opposing bigs. Okay. Deron Holmes II. Center from Dayton, 6'9", 236. There's first-round interest in Deron Holmes II, who seemingly has wide drive range and teams mystified about his stock. He made plenty of jump shots during shooting at the Combine, and more strong shooting during workouts will continue to help as scouts have been debating how much to buy this year's 38.6% mark from three. So, another one that needs to work on the shooting. Collier, this is the player I'm going to talk about here in a little bit. 6'3", 205 point guard. Comparing to Tyreek Evans, but again, don't take stock into the comparison.
Right.
They're just comparison prototypes, like their skill set, like how they translate. So he needs to work on his shot, but his shiftiness, creativity, physicality, attacking and finishing, and live dribble passing skills. A team that thinks his jump shot and decision making could improve will see more upside than those worried about the low volume 3-point numbers and turnovers. So there's some things to work on for Collier, but I think he's a perfect fit for Brooklyn. And I'm going to talk about that here in a minute. Knicks, here we go.
There he is.
Ryan Dunn. I'm going to get your comments too. Y'all got back-to-back picks. Ryan Dunn for VA. Power forward, 6'6". The Knicks felt the payoff of having a big wing defender like OG Anunoby. Ryan Dunn could give them another one whose court coverage and play distributing around the basket led to some wild steals and block rates. The New York native already worked out for the Knicks and seems to be a Tom Thibodeau type role player.
Mm-hmm.
All right, what's your thoughts on that?
Oh man, I love Ryan Dunn out of Virginia, 6'6", small forward, man. Like I said,
Leaf. Okay. I dropped the link for you, Leaf Diggy.
Yeah, like I said, 6'6", small forward, man, a defensive demon. Yo, he'll be perfect. He'll be perfect, man, for us. For OG Anunoby, backup or something like that. If he's hurt or something like that, because Ryan Dunn is like, I watched him play, ACC Duke and stuff like that. Play Virginia and stuff like that. Plus he played for Tony Bennett at Virginia, who's a defensive coach. So like Malcolm Brogdon, them players come from Virginia. They're good. They're good fundamentally defensively. So he's good, man. So that's definitely the play for the Knicks. Ryan Dunn, Kyle Ware, and Zach Edey. Sorry, Leaf. Zach Edey to the Knicks. You know what I'm saying?
Leaf Diggy, what's good with you, bro?
What's going on, Pop? First off, bro, y'all don't even want him. Y'all don't know. Y'all wouldn't know what to do with him. Like y'all play style don't even fit him at all.
Fit who?
Y'all play style don't even fit Zach Edey. Like y'all.
Wait, hold on. How you gonna say that when we're like the slowest team? We have the slowest pace in the NBA, so he does fit our style. You see what I'm saying? He doesn't fit a running. He doesn't fit a running team style. He fits our style.
He actually does fit a running team style because the thing is, what's going to translate is half of the stuff that worked for him in college right away. Like the post touches, bro. Like he's not going to get those because unless he's commanding attention as a pick and dive scorer immediately. That's the only time he's going to be able to command that. Mm-hmm. So the things that's going to work for him in the league right off the rip. Big time screen setter, rebounder, protector and elite paint protector, and good enough paint protector. Because the thing is like a lot of people don't realize the blow by animations, bro. Like you're not getting easy layups off that because he could recover because his wingspan. And the only way you could really take advantage of him if you throw the ball over the top, maybe for a lob, or you have to bring him out to the 3-point line. And if you put in defenders like Clax and Clowney around them, that's not going to work because they're going to be responsible for being the switch, hence because they're switch bigs. But if you bring him out, then that basically, if you don't have those defenders, bro, where you have to allow him to come out on the perimeter, then that's when his inefficiency starts to come.
He's just saying everything. He fits our style, bro. Thank you for telling everybody what he does. He's a rim protector. He's he fits our style, bro.
What do you think about Tyler Smith?
Y'all re-signing Hartenstein, man.
Tyler Smith here.
Y'all don't want him.
6'9".
Didn't y'all give up all y'all draft picks already?
No, we still got. No, I mean, but we still got 2 in this draft. We still got 2.
They got back to back.
Y'all been giving up draft picks. The draft picks y'all gave up is to get the team that y'all got now. Y'all gave up Obi, who y'all drafted. Y'all gave up RJ, who y'all drafted. Quickly, who y'all drafted. Y'all don't want no picks.
Yeah, but we still got them, man. We still got them.
I do think the Knicks trade one of these picks,
if
not both of them. But they got y'all picking Ryan Dunn and I want to get your thoughts on Tyler Smith. So basically, a wing and a 4. Who got y'all
Yeah,
taking?
Tyler Smith is cool, but like I said, I'm more of a Kyle Ware. You know what I'm saying? Because he could, like I said, replace Mitchell Robinson if they do trade him or whatever they decide to do. You know,
What
we
are
could
they
work.
doing with Mitchell Robinson now? They
No,
don't want him.
I mean the fan base want him traded. That's what some of the fan base, not the Knicks, though. You know what I'm saying? But Mitchell Robinson stays. Like I said, he's our defensive anchor and our rebounder, shot blocker. He protect that paint. Leaf be seeing that stuff.
I know. Well, listen, I give Mitchell Robinson
Uh huh.
You
his
cut out
props
Leaf.
in terms of offensive rebound. You can hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah. So in terms of offensive rebounding, Mitchell Robinson has definitely been the standard. Defense,
Mm-hmm.
obviously, he's been a standard. I listen. Hartenstein has done a great job in his absence, bro. And I think Tom Thibodeau likes to go with the guys that he's been with. You know what I'm saying? Like that. Like he has a habit of doing that. That's one of the reasons why I don't think the draft picks that y'all got that in this draft are going to be valued as long as Tom Thibodeau is at the helm. I think y'all going to continue to go along with the guys, try to give it another run, or wait for them guys to get healthy, come back the next season and try that run again. That's what I think, man. But you know what? I don't want to keep talking about the Tangerines. They're not important.
Let's get through this draft, and then I got something I want to show you, Leaf, about the player we talked about last night, Isaiah Collier. So okay, we went through the Knicks. Got Jalen Tyson here going to the Wizards. 6'6", 218. Yeah, another one that needs another one that's size, ball handling, creation, tough shot making. Compare him to Caleb Martin, but going to Washington, they need all the help they can get. To be honest with you, for real. Johnny Furphy, going to Minnesota. Yeah, he's a shooter. Cam Johnson, interesting. Fairly simplistic, translatable combination of positional size, shooting, and play finishing could be for teams in the 20s.
I ain't gonna lie, these player comps is ridiculous, bro. Like this draft ain't got nothing. This draft ain't got nothing but role player material written all over it, bro.
You can't get caught up on the.
I'm not getting caught up on it because I know any one of these picks can be highly valued to fit into something right away. I think in order for one of these picks to become a star, they're going to have to show that they can fit with the unit that they're being drafted to right away.
All right.
They're going to have to show that they can fit with them intangible wise in terms of doing the things outside of the major stuff like scoring and facilitating and all of that. But if they do show those, if they do make strides in that area, then they're definitely going to get built around.
Got Filipowski, your boy from Duke. 6'11", 230. Says his draft stock mostly remained unchanged for the past few months, though pre-draft risers push him down boards. His shooting range, post skills, improved finishing and passing, and defensive mobility create versatility that should lock Filipowski into the first round.
Yeah, a lot of these guys like the G League.
Yeah. 6'8", 210. Frenchman, still playing overseas. Has gradually put himself in the first round discussion with shooting, versatility, playmaking, and brief on-ball flashes for a 6'8", 18-year-old wing. All right, and then the last pick, first round, Celtics, of course, Tyler Kolek. Anybody can get better. It's the Celtics. More picks. Underwhelming measurements and athletic testing, but could still be enough to draw first-round interest from playoff teams that will see a guard who can instantly provide pick-and-roll offense, spot-up shooting, and toughness. All right. I'm not going to get into the second round, but we're going to leave it right there. Now, where am I? Okay. So, anything going on here in the chat? Tommy, yeah, Ignite, G League Ignite, yeah. Yup. The Nets have no juice for Edie. I'm not on the ZD train. Leaf is, but I'm gonna tell you the guy I like, and that's Isaiah Collier. Now I'm gonna go to, if I can see his player. Never mind. But I'm gonna show y'all some clips here. Now, what I was talking about last night with Leaf and the fellas. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to Big Fan Breezy. The Nets, I feel, have more of a need for a point guard to fit next to Cam Thomas and help develop and improve your backcourt. There's a need for a big man as well. I do see that. But to me, if you're building around Cam and Mikal Bridges, two-way point guard, somebody that's going to give you offense and defense and can get to the rim and has playmaking ability. You know, they talked about his shot, but again, none of these players are complete players coming into this draft right now. They all need to be developed in some way, shape, or form. Collier is a player, I think, that if the Nets were to trade into this draft, might be available to them. You can talk about Castle, but I think he's going high, lottery high.
Yeah.
So
I mean, Castle's going top 5, top 10.
yeah. So you're not gonna be able
Dillingham is going on
high.
top 10, top 15, something like that.
Yeah. So that's why I was focusing more on Collier, because I think he can actually be in a range of where the Nets would be able to trade into the first round, which is kind of like that.
Right. Before you move
to 20 range.
Before you move forward, what pick do the Tangerines got?
They have 24 and 25.
Oh yeah, so just heads up, New Orleans. We've been in talk with New Orleans and OKC. New Orleans and OKC is interested in New Orleans in particular is interested in second round picks for 2030, and obviously OKC is interested in Dorian Finney-Smith, who I said months ago we was going to trade in the draft. And turns out I was right because I'm smart. So they have the 12th pick, and New Orleans has the 21 pick. Yeah, so both of those picks is before the Tangerines, which is very important.
New Orleans has 21. Like we said, they were mocked to Khalil Ware. Another rumor I heard, Leaf, and I heard this on Talking Nets, was the Kings at 13 could possibly be a trade partner for the Nets. And apparently they like Finney-Smith. They don't mind giving up that high of a pick to get him.
Yeah, because they wanted a power forward all along. They wanted somebody like a wing / like a 3/4 type of build, and they were trying to get Siakam, if I'm not mistaken. But the Toronto Raptors, they wanted Keegan Murray, and they wasn't trying to do that. So
y'all better enjoy the Nets while y'all can.
Oh no, I will. I definitely will enjoy them this season because we're gonna be right back over 40 wins, man. Only thing we got to do is just do exactly what I said we need to do, bro. We'd be right there.
So let me do this last thing real quick before we get out of here. Got about 15 more minutes for the game starts. Let's see here. Share screen. I'm probably gonna have to share my entire screen. And then we'll do it like this. So, can y'all see this?
Yeah, we can see it. I see it.
All right. So, I put this together. There's some quick highlights of Collier. He wears, he's number 1 here, I think. You'll see him with the ball right here, but because there's some defensive highlights too, and some passing highlights, because that was something that they talked about last night. But you'll see him here with the ball now. I want you to pay attention to how he attacks the rim. You know what I'm saying? And how he's able to create his own shot, which is important for the Nets. Let's take a look. So boom, nice spin move.
Mm-hmm.
Bang, bang. So, good from the mid-range. Attack. Pull up. Play in rhythm. Look. Pressure on the rim. Physical. Step back. So the kid's got moves. And you can see his build, like he's a solid dude, pause.
Mm-hmm.
He's not one of these skinny cats coming into the league. You see him right there, playmaking. Nice little handoff right there. He's able to get to the lane with no problem. Kid can run an offense. Boom. Nice little dish right there. And here's going to show a little bit of his defense. See him right there, number one. The steal. So he can play good on-ball or off-ball defense. And he's going to be physical. You need that type of toughness on your team. See his quickness with the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Like when he gets it, he's gone. You know what I'm saying? Like,
all right.
So, a couple little highlights there. But that's what I was trying to say. The Brooklyn Nets, and for anybody in the chat, I know Tommy, you're a Rockets fan, but this Collier kid, you know what I'm saying? Now he's not the top point guard, that's Castle, but anywhere from like 3 to 5 as far as like point guard rank is where I see a lot of people have Collier. And if you're the Brooklyn Nets and you can pair a guy like this with Cam Thomas's skill set, I think you're building a pretty good backcourt, that can complement your wing, Mikal Bridges, and your front court player, Clowney and Claxton.
I mean, I don't hate it, but there's certain reasons why I don't want Cam Thomas at the 2 guard. Because that 6'3", 2 guard, 6'3", point guard, that's a thing of the past to me. When I look at, especially when you look at how front courts are built, if you look at how the front courts are built, and I mentioned Jamal Murray, even though he plays with Joker, and I mentioned Kyrie, even though he played with Luka, they all play similar styles of basketball compared to Cam Thomas. At certain points of the game, and down the stretch of the games, the ball is going to go to Cam Thomas. Ball is going to go to Cam Thomas no matter what. Now, if you're looking for Cam Thomas to play completely off the ball for this kid, for this Collier kid most of the game, I don't really see that happening.
But Collier can play off the ball too. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
I mean, listen, and I think that might, with that being said, I still think that the main thing you want to do.
Teams are running guards at 6'3", 6'4" all the time, bro.
But not at the 2 guard, though.
Miniature point guard and Jalen Brunson and dudes killing.
Yeah, we seen how that ended up. So I mean, listen, I would like to listen. Boston is clearly about to win this thing, and I would like to incorporate size and height in my
Derek
lineup.
White is 6'4".
Who? White?
Yeah,
Derek White is 6'4", but I mean,
he's listed at 6'4".
Drew Holiday
And
basically played.
Holiday's 6. He's not that
Drew
tall
Holiday
either.
probably like 6'5", but he plays like he's about 6'7". Like, come on,
This
man.
kid
Like,
plays bigger too. The pause. That's what I'm trying to tell
Yeah.
you. Collier. He doesn't play like a 6'3". He plays more like 6'5".
Don't listen to Leaf. Leaf is on NBA 2K, man. Don't listen to Leaf.
I'm definitely not on NBA
Leaf,
2K.
Leaf want Edie, and look. I get it, man. But
Don't listen to
me,
Leaf,
don't
man.
want Edie.
I
You don't
don't.
want
I
Edie?
don't. I just don't want. I don't want. I'm not saying I don't want him. Pause. I'm just saying, like, to me, you being a little redundant here with the bigs, especially if you're gonna play Claxton. You drafted Clowney. You got Sharp. You're bringing in now Edie, but you still light as hell on guards. You got Cam Thomas and basically it and Schroeder. Who else you got really that's gonna make a significant impact on your basketball team from the guard position, whether it's a 2 guard or a point.
What's wrong with Shooter playing the point? Y'all don't like Shooter?
I don't have a problem with Schroeder, but
Schroeder's just not a starter in this league.
he's not. Yeah, he's not a starting point guard. You're looking for a starting point guard, somebody that's going to set the tone, run your offense. Shooter's a little light, and again,
I'll be honest
we're
with
not-
you, bro. Like, I listen. I hear everything you're saying, but us finding a starting point guard in this draft, do a late 20s pick, man. That's almost damn near impossible. We talking about Collier,
wasn't Claxton a second round pick? Wasn't Cam Thomas later on in the yeah? So like, don't
and look how
say
long
it's-
look how long it took them to play though. This is what we're doing.
But believe you want a success right away with a team that's not there. We're far away, bro. We lost 50 games. We're
I understand.
not close.
Listen, that's fine, but I think a certain parts of the season that went basically that got away from us. We was 13-10. Once we went on that road trip, we basically got bodied by West Coast teams in that road trip. Sabonis killed us.
That physicality.
Nurkic killed us. Walker Tesla killed us.
That's why he wants Edie.
Bro, and this is one. This is one of the reasons
And
why.
is Edie going to run the offense? Is he going to bring the basketball up and set the offensive sets? Like, you need a guard, bro. Cam Thomas is not that type of guard. He's a scorer. You need somebody.
that.
You have to start with somebody that can run the offense, especially you bringing in a new coach. And
Here's the
you
thing.
want that to be somebody that's going to complement your 2 guard.
I think the direction that Cam Thomas is going is basically with his playmaking is going to take a leap to where he's going to eventually be a lead guard, because most of your lead guards is combo guards anyway. I mean, come on, bro. Like, Kyrie is not a pass first guy. I mean, but he could lead an
And
offense.
it's not just the offense, though. You got to look at defensively. We have to get better in the backcourt as well. That's one of Cam Thomas' biggest deficiencies. I mean, he's tried and done a little better at that, but again, you're not looking for him to really be that dude on defense. You want him out there focused on putting the ball in the basket.
Putting the ball in the basket. Yeah, right. But
You know what
I would
let
like him.
Collier do the defensive work, the dirty work, the setting guys up and all that, and let Cam and I guess Mikal too. Let them work on what they do, just scoring.
Well, bro, I mean, first I got Sean Marks as your GM, so that's one of your
Exactly.
problems.
I don't even
Exactly.
wanna talk about
That's
that.
one of the biggest
That's-
problems right there.
That's a
number one.
huge issue. That's a
That's
huge
a huge issue.
Yeah,
Number two. Number two, my thing is that I feel like we could get a player like Collier, bro, with the money that we're gonna have after next year, bro. Colin Sexton probably gonna be a free agent, bro. Like, we could just
I
pick
don't
him
want
up.
no free agent.
He
Point
said he
guard.
wants a young point
I
guard.
want to build. I want my guard to grow pause with my other guard. I don't want to bring in this veteran that's gonna be like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I already know what to do, dog. Like, I'm not here to babysit no young cats, man. I don't know how that meshes with a young team. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to build it, you know. And if you want to add a big, that's fine. I think there's gonna be opportunities to add big players. You know, let us get our own draft picks back. You know, starting 2025. I think we have some picks next year. Let's go into that draft and say, okay, now we could do damage as far as when you talking about trading into this draft. You know,
to get Zach Edey.
To take Zach Edey,
Yeah.
when you essentially you're not helping out the guys that you're trying to build around per se. In my say, I think the point guard helps them more. It doesn't have to be Collier. I'm just saying Collier as an example.
What's your salary cap for this year? Y'all got a good salary cap?
The salary cap is probably, I want to say.
Thank you, Rafi. Appreciate y'all, man.
I want to say it's probably the 30 to 40 something mil to sign Clax, to re-sign Clax.
And if you're signing Claxton, that really turns me away from wanting to get ZD, because now you're paying a guy on top of drafting a guy you drafted last year, on top of drafting a guy you drafted the year before that, and then now another center this year, and then you
that's how the CBA works.
You're paying a guy who you don't really like his skill set, from everything I'm saying, because you want Claxton to be this big buff center dude. Well, just let him walk if you're gonna take Zach Edey and put him and Clowney in. That's why I'm saying I don't understand the redundancy at the five.
But I mean, both of them guys, they twigs, right? Clowney and Claxton, they.
Well, Clowney's more of a 4. Claxton is a 5. He can't play 4. Well, he can, but that's not his position. You know what I'm saying?
Claxton at the 5, bro. Like,
he's at the 5. He's a 5.
Yeah. Claxton at the 5. I seen the experiment. I'm not moved by it, bro. Like, listen, I would rather him be at the 4. To me, what you have is a defensive front if you have him at the 4. Him and Clowney, bro, like, defensively,
he need a shot, bro. If you're gonna put him at the 4, he has to develop some type of mid-range shot. I'm talking about Claxton.
I don't think so. I think he just got to stay in motion. He just got to keep constantly setting screens. Stay in motion, bro. Like, he can't stand around on offense. You have to continue to be in motion. Continue to move. Off the defensive rebound, continue to get up the court. Advance up the court, man. Like, give yourself more open court opportunities. I think that's where his game is going to thrive, and more in the open court. The more open court opportunities you get, the more we can do that, bro. Like, and I don't think we necessarily need a point guard at 20 to do it. Yeah, I think we can implement a system. We can implement a system that requires ball movement.
Overall, on the roster though, Leaf, you're way light at guard. Like, you got bigs, but you don't have that many wings or guards. It's the roster construction, bro. Like, if we were in a different situation, I would agree with you. And I'm not saying Zach Edey is a bad player. It's just I'm looking at this roster and I don't see it as a good fit to trade assets to get a guy and you're gonna pay another guy that they both play the same position, but you're gonna put one guy out of position just to make room for this other guy, and then you have Clowney who's on the bench, and you would like to see what you get from him, but you're not going to if you're starting Edey and Claxton. So that's my only thing. It's more of a roster construction point than anything else, man. But we're gonna close it out. I'm gonna be strict with this show because I do a lot of content that I don't get paid for. And you know what I'm saying? I can't just be on here on YouTube, you know what I'm saying? 3, 4, 5 hours every day. So but get y'all's last words out, you know what I'm saying? And then we gonna cut it, man, and go watch the the goddamn Boston Celtics win another fucking championship.
All I'm gonna say, man, thanks for having me on the show, man. Leaf Diggy in the building, you know what I'm saying? Mr. Nets fan, like I told you, cherish that team because I think the Nets are they're gonna be an expansion team, man. They're gonna relocate them boys. They're gonna relocate them to Las Vegas or Seattle.
We got a strong fan base, man. I mean, we're
relocate.
not wide spread, like, because, you know, obviously the teams have been in the league longer, you know, got more fans or whatever, but we're a strong fan base, man. For real.
We definitely a strong fan base.
All five of y'all.
They ain't gonna move them from Brooklyn.
They moving them if they don't sell
behind me, the Barclays Center, it ain't going nowhere. They built that building
They gotta be sold out. They gotta be sold out. Every game sell out. They gotta sell out.
That's almost equivalent to moving the Knicks to St. Louis, but we all know that ain't
bro. They're not moving the Knicks, bro. The Knicks gonna
the Knicks need to be the ones to go, man. They need to be the ones. We got a new stadium, everything, man.
I mean, but listen, look, I tell you what's happening. MSG, y'all already lost the Liberty at MSG. They play here now, and now basically
they selling out more than you guys.
They
selling out now that the old teammates are starting to get back into the building and crawl their way back up in there. Now that the Knicks somehow put together a 50-win season out of the blue. You know, which is all cute, man. After all the 50 loss seasons that y'all put up, I mean, it's definitely time for a change, man. Worldwide West is doing a good job. You know, Dolan is staying out of the way, but we all know this is gonna deteriorate and crumble real soon because the destructor over there is Tom Thibodeau. We know it, but I ain't gonna get into that. But
I know.
I ain't gonna get into that. Listen, R.I.P. to the logo, Jerry West.
Yes.
R.I.P. to the logo, man. What a life, man. Listen, he basically lived 2 or 3 different lives in the NBA. I don't like at the
player. He was a coach too, right? And an executive.
Player, executive, consultant, GM. Like, come on,
everything.
man. Like this dude, you know, he lived multiple lives in the NBA. You know what I'm saying? Listen, R.I.P. to
60 years.
Yeah, 60 years. 60 years of his life belongs to the NBA. Bro. And he would, if I'm not mistaken, he was inducted into the Hall of Fame, not just as a player. He was inducted into the Hall of Fame as an executive as well. So,
for sure.
Just to put this on y'all mind, Bob Cousy. What's going on, Coach? Bob Cousy is still walking around, and Bob Pettit is still walking around. They in their 90s.
Bob Cousy is still around.
Bob Cousy is the only
that dude
living.
Gotta be 100, son.
He's 95.
95.
I was gonna say he got to be close.
Bob Cousy. Just to put this on your mind, Bob Cousy was born in the 1920s, and we in the 2020s right now. And he's the last surviving member of all of those Celtics teams. Those Celtics dynasty teams with Bill Russell. He's the only one left. Bob Pettit, if I'm not mistaken, is the only one left. The only one left that is responsible for one of the Celtics losses in the finals of their Bill Russell teams.
Yeah, St. Louis Hawks.
Yeah, and I just recently found out that the St. Louis Hawks gave up a pick that turned out to be Bill Russell. In the draft because of Jim Crow laws back then, obviously. The Bill Russell ended up in Boston, and you know, basically the rest is history. 11 championships in 13 years. But definitely salute to all of y'all. The Tangerines will always be stink to me. There's nothing I have nice to say about them or the Boston Celtics. For that matter. I mean, the Boston Celtics, man, they need to. The only thing they could do good for me is just get the job done tonight, so we can hurry up with this off-season process. We don't need to waste more time, but then again, I don't trust them because they got 2 Scottie Pippens.
Right.
Hey,
appreciate it, appreciate it, y'all, Coach.
No doubt, bro.
Pop, man. I'll see y'all soon, man. Later.
All right, Lee.
Appreciate you, man. Go sub to Leaf Diggy, man. Doing great content, man. He calls basketball games too. Does excellent Nets content. Just all around the NBA, man. Good dude.
Thank you.
For real, man. But
And I'm thinking about going to the draft though in about a couple of weeks. The NBA draft
the
down in
NBA draft, I thought about it, Cave, but this might not be the year for me to do it. But next
I
year,
that's what I was thinking. The Knicks is
I'm
out.
definitely gonna be doing more NBA
Was it
draft
always on
stuff.
Wednesday? I always thought it was on Thursday and Friday, but I don't know why I never think it was on Wednesday. Like the first day.
It's weird, and I always thought it was one day, but now it's 2 days.
Now to make it
they
2 days.
switch it.
Yeah.
They switch it.
Yeah, I knew I wasn't tripping. I was like, it's 2 days now. Like they
Yeah.
They did, but they should make it like Thursday and Friday though, not Wednesday and Thursday.
Nah, that's awkward. Yeah, I mean but
It's all about that money, man. That's what it is.
facts, man.
Yeah.
Facts, man. But before I do get out of here, man, what's going on with the WNBA, man? Because I did put that in the title. I know we didn't touch on
Them
that
girls
too
are
much.
balling. Them girls balling. Them games yesterday, man. Them girls were balling yesterday. I was
man.
just like, yo.
Man, I'm still getting into the look. Here's how it went. I always been a basketball. Like I said at the beginning of this show, it's my first love. You know what I'm saying? It's what I played as a kid. But when the WNBA first hit, I was on it, bro. With Rebecca Lobo and the Liberty.
I was on it too when they
Cheryl
inauguration
Swoops.
season. Yep.
Yeah, them first few seasons, man, I was a fan. But then it's like I don't know, man. Like for some reason, I kind of lost in touch with it, and now, with everything that's going on, I see a lot of people getting back into it, and like I said, basketball is a sport that I love, and I don't feel right not giving it more attention on my channel. You know what I'm saying? That's all basketball. Like, we talk AAU here. We can talk international basketball, overseas, collegiate level, and of course the women's level. So that's what this show is about, and I appreciate all of y'all for chiming in for this first episode called the Blacktop Podcast. I gave a little explanation why I named it that earlier. Because on the street, when we play ball, we call it the Blacktop.
Blacktop, right.
So that's what that was about, man. But again, it's game time, so I'm going to wrap it up, man. I see you, Nimar. I appreciate you tapping in. Like I said, I will try to schedule this like this, if at all possible. But I will give you a show. You know what I'm saying? I will give you a show at some point, But as of right now, the way I'm looking at my schedule, it's probably be a good time to do this again next week. So, you know what I'm saying? Just go ahead and count on that.
Okay.
For next week, because I know I want to cover the next couple weeks because the finals and then the NBA draft. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, me too.
I do know I want to get some content in for that. You know what I'm saying? So count on this. About 7:00, we'll go an hour. We're a little over tonight, but we'll do about an hour. Get it out. All right. Go.
Yeah, what's Leaf channel? Leaf Diggy? Yeah, that's his channel.
Leaf Diggy. If I have Leaf's channel here.
Was it 4-7?
Yeah, he's got numbers behind it.
Oh, he got numbers behind it. Okay.
Yeah, let me see if I can find his channel.
I'm actually on the show.
Oh, okay.
Yo, don't.
Coach crazy. All right, here it is. Let me throw it in the chat right here. So, that's his channel right there in the private chat. Private chat right there. Nimar say he has the Mavs winning tonight. Who y'all got? I got the Celtics.
Yeah, man. For some reason, man, I want the Mavs to win, but man, some reason the Celtics always get them in the third quarter, man. The third or the fourth quarter, like a 2 or 3 minute stretch, they get them. But I think the Mavs gonna win tonight. I think they're gonna extend it.
Who you got, Coach?
Pull out the brooms.
Pull them out. Get him out.
You already know what that
means.
You know what it means.
Get him out, man. But that's all I got for tonight, y'all, man. I appreciate y'all tapping in, man. Everybody that showed up, man. Of course, my Big Blue Crew fam, Nimar, Tommy, Rafe, what's good with you? Appreciate you. Of course, Leaf Diggy, Ghost Dog, always coming through with the support. And of course, man, my brother Tudo. You already know.
Mm-hmm.
But we're going to leave it there for tonight, y'all, man. And until next time, you know how we do it over here. Giving you those deuces.